How to follow up with a lead. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to follow up with a lead. You'll know what to say. You'll know how often to say it in order to maximize the opportunity of turning those leads into customers and clients. You've probably thought that following up on a lead makes you seem pushy or salesy, whatever that word means. So if you're unsure how to follow up with a lead or how often to not feel like that, to not feel pushy, stick with me here because I want to walk you through some simple strategies and steps that'll keep you top of mind with your leads. Following up with a lead is key to turning them into a customer. It's where the trust is built, and people need time. Not everybody is ready to buy from you the moment that they meet you. Some may be, but definitely not the majority. Following up allows them the space and time they need to make a decision while also keeping you top of mind. We don't want to give them so much space and time that they completely forget that they needed you or that you exist. We want to follow up enough that you stay top of mind for the solution to the problem that they have. So the big question is, how many times do you follow up? I'm going to say 5 to 7 is kind of the sweet spot, but it might take more than that, and that's okay. Most leads won't take action after just 1 or 2 times. So persistence is the key, but persistence without being pushy is the secret sauce. How to follow up is also key here. Following up 5 to 7 times in the next 5 to 7 minutes probably isn't the best idea. So spacing that out a little bit, remaining top of mind, but remembering to follow up is crucial to creating sales in your business. So we're going to spread out that follow-up across different stages of the customer journey, right? If somebody gets on your email list because of a lead magnet, we're going to follow up immediately. We're going to send them what they've opted in for, and we're going to let them know a little bit about what it's like to work with us. If somebody has given you a referral, we're going to follow up immediately because we want them to know, 1, we appreciate the referral and we're going to follow up to help our referral partners, and 2, they're actively looking for what you have at that point. So our initial follow-up is always immediately. Whether it's after a trade show, it's the next day. Right? It's an initial, immediate follow-up. Now, how can you follow up? You can follow up with a call. If it's in your sales funnel, you're going to follow up with an email. You can follow up with a message. How you follow up isn't the important part here. That you follow up is. If you haven't heard back a couple days later, follow up again. So the first follow-up is immediate. The second follow-up, 2 to 3 days after that. Remind them how you were connected. Remind them that they opted into your email list. Remind them that Jane referred you. Remind them how they found you. In this follow-up, you're going to remind them of your offer, but also offer to answer any questions that they have. Ask them if they're trying to make a decision and if you can help in any way. Okay, follow-up 1, immediately. Follow-up 2, couple days later. Follow-up 3 is in about a week. It's a really good time to ask them a couple of really key questions. Number 1 is, are you still looking for the solution to that problem? And number 2 is, what is holding you back? If you know that your product or service solves that problem for them, this is not being pushy. It's asking them what is standing in their way from finding the solution to the problem that they said they had. After that, I want to talk about ongoing follow-up. Ongoing follow-up occurs every 7 to 10 days, right? You don't want to make it, I'm going to follow up every Friday. But maybe you follow up on a Friday and then you go a full 10 days and follow up on a Wednesday and then the next Thursday, right? You don't want it to seem systematic. But it's every 7 to 10 days, you're just checking in, you're finding a reason to reach out. So sometimes that follow-up might look like serving them more, right? It might look like, hey, I remembered you said that you were struggling with this problem and you were thinking about this offer I had. I have another freebie that might help you a little bit. Would you like it? Right? So that 7 to 10 days consistent follow-up is just trying to think of how you can serve them more and serve them better until they become paying clients. So then the question is, how long do you follow up? You follow up until they either quit responding or they've told you no, right? As long as you're having the conversation, as long as you're building the relationship, and as long as you are serving them, you can continue to follow up indefinitely. I want to make one sort of side note to this timing and this process. In a sales funnel, when you're following up with email, it is okay to follow up more often via email than it is with a phone call or a message. We know our inboxes are crazy and emails sometimes get lost. So I would say if it's an email follow-up, you can send one a day for the first 3 to 5 days and then start spacing it out unless they're going into your nurture sequence. That's a daily email, and we can talk about that in a different video. And a lot of people ask me, like, Heather, I don't know what to say when I follow up. I don't want to seem pushy. I don't want to seem salesy, but I just don't know what to say. So here's a couple of key things to keep in mind. Number one, you're going to be polite. People can feel your intention. So you're going to make sure your intention is to serve them. Your intention is to help them solve the problem that they said they were having, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes it's as simple as, hey, I was just checking in to see if you had any questions. Sometimes it's as simple as saying, hey, I'm just checking in to see if you have any questions. Or, hey, I'm just seeing how this is going for you, right? Just checking in on them. They will know that you're there to serve them and not just sell to them. Make sure you're also in the place where you're actually asking for the sale. However, we don't want to just keep asking for the sale. That's when follow-up gets pushy, gets salesy, and gets really annoying. So again, we want to make sure that we're continuing to serve them through the process. We're going to provide some kind of value in each follow-up. Maybe it's a tip. Maybe it's an answer to a question that you're pretty sure they're having, or maybe it's an offer of a small bonus. Maybe it's, if you do this now, then I'll throw this other thing in. Sometimes people just need a reason to take action. If when you're following up, you sense some hesitation, you sense the objections, right? You're going to answer those objections as you move through the follow-up process. Ask if they have any questions or concerns. Address those head on. You can also anticipate some of the objections they may have based on your prior experience with your other clients. So maybe just answer them before they're even asked. I talked a minute ago about following up every 7 to 10 days, and you can do that indefinitely. If they're not responding to you, maybe back off a little bit, but that doesn't mean give up altogether. Right? Put them in a long-term nurture sequence in your email list, or follow up with them a month later, 3 months later, whatever it is, but don't completely let them go, but also don't stay in that process over and over and over again. If they're not responding, if they're continuing to have the conversation with you, continue to follow up. Remember, this whole thing, all of the follow-up is about building the relationship. Right? We're going to build our relationship deeper, and we're going to make more offers. We're going to ask for the sale, and we're going to know that selling is service. So if you want some more in-depth conversation, resources around leads and follow-ups, check out the Multi-Passionate Entrepreneurs Playbook. I've linked it down in the description. There's a ton of resources there to help you. I will see you on the next video.